And we are live, folks, back at the 25th Annual Family Cafe. It's a banner year for this fine organization based out of Tallahassee, Florida, celebrating here at the Hyatt Regency in Orlando. Matt Martucci, joined by a very special guest, Bill Galvano, the former, and I should say current president of the Florida State Senate, served for how long, Bill?
So I am the former.
The former.
Yes. So I served 8 years in the Florida House and then moved over to the Florida Senate, served 8 years there, and went from majority leader to president of the Senate. And every one of those years in both the House and Senate, I was right here at the Family Cafe because it's that important.
I was going to say, this is my third year doing this event, and I can remember seeing you at least
yes.
at one or two of them for sure.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And it was Governor Jeb Bush who actually introduced me to the Family Cafe. He said, this is a tremendous event. It's a chance for people to interact, become informed, have a respite, and really join a community that's so important to our state. I said, Governor, I didn't call him Jeb back then. I said, Governor, this is something I want to always support, and I always did. It was always in any of my requests for funding or otherwise, and along the way I've met somebody who has now become one of my closest friends, and that's Lori Fahey.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about that because obviously Lori has spearheaded this organization, basically taken it from the ground up and built it into what it is today. Speak to that a little bit, just in terms of what Lori means to this organization.
Yeah, I can tell you, for a lot of folks that come to this event annually, that's how they know Lori. They see her here tirelessly working, orchestrating, making things happen, but she works year-round. And the perspective I got of Lori that a lot of people don't get is her walking the halls of Tallahassee, advocating for persons with unique abilities, being in those offices, waiting in the waiting rooms to make sure that the message is heard, that there's support out there, and it's not just funding, it's also policy. And the respect that she garners, I mean, you have the top leadership of the state that comes here every year. You get to sit down and listen to agency heads. You know, and I'm calling myself top, but I wouldn't miss it. I enjoyed sharing with it, and it's all because of her leadership and her team.
And if you're seeing it from the perspective of, somebody in the disability community, it's a chance to get yourself heard and to actually get your voice heard, ask questions, get your questions fielded.
You're exactly right. You go to Washington or Tallahassee or any state capital, there are a lot of special interests with a lot of money and high-powered lobbyists, and they advocate for issues that don't matter to people sitting around their kitchen tables.
Sure.
It takes people like Lori, it takes her team, Jim, the rest of them, Joe, to carry that word and fight for it, not because they're getting paid some big check, but because they understand that this community is an integral, important part of the state of Florida, and it needs to be supported.
For those of you watching, maybe potentially it is your first time with us at the Family Cafe. Online registration has in fact closed, but the good news is you can still register here in person. There's a long registration table and outside walking down the hall. And if you want to check out, though, the website just to find out more about this event, check out the program, familycafe.net, in order to access that. Now, for folks who haven't seen this before, what can they expect as far as the Governor's Summit for somebody who's attended so many of these?
So what you can expect is, first, just the community, the largeness of the crowd, the pomp and circumstance with the colors and the intros. But more importantly, you could expect to hear from the people where the buck stops, whether it's DOE, DCF, you name the agency. They're here to answer questions, to have an open dialogue, and then you get to hear from the very pinnacle of our state government. And your takeaways are not just the information, but also that you're a part of a community and that your leaders in Florida care.
and maybe you get a sense of why why spending happens potentially the way it does, right?
Yes, yes, exactly, exactly. And I know I've spent many hours after the close of the proper program just interacting with folks, and I've done it side by side with governors from Rick Scott to Governor DeSantis, and just understanding and hearing firsthand what some of the challenges are.
What about the growth of this event as a whole, going back to the earlier years?
It's continued to grow. Some events and summits, quote unquote, become stale, and that's a reality of life. And this has always seemed to continue to grow. It reinvents itself every year. I love the different themes, and it's just fun. It's fun, and it's important, and it's a necessary thing to have here in our great state of Florida.
Well, Bill, great to have you with us.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed speaking with you, and I look forward to handing out a few awards tonight. Well
Yep,
deserved.
absolutely. Thank you for spending some time with us. That's
Okay.
Bill Galvano, former president of the Florida State Senate. We will continue to talk a little bit here about the Family Cafe, some of the core values: collaboration, advocacy, friendship, and of course, empowerment. Obviously, you think about collaboration. You have so many folks, so many different vendors here across the board that are at this great event. You have vendors that have set up their tables to give information to the families with disabilities that are in fact attending this fine event. Advocacy. You'll hear a lot of that over the course of this weekend. The fact that there are many voices that are speaking together. It's not just one voice, it's a lot of voices here at the Family Cafe. Friendship. Bill Galvano spoke a little bit about that right there during our conversation. Just some of the relationships that are built here every year at this fine event that has now been going on for what is 25 years running. And of course, empowerment. You don't really know exactly how much power you have as a member of the disability community until you use your voice. And I think that's one of the major advantages here of being at the Family Cafe year in and year out. You get to see exactly what kind of an impact the disability community as a whole can make with the breakout sessions, with their participation in asking questions in terms of the keynote presentations. And of course here tonight at the Governor's Summit. Now, from what I understand, Governor Ron DeSantis is not potentially going to be in attendance tonight, but there will be folks from his office that are, in fact, able to answer any questions that folks in the audience might, in fact, have. But once again, familycafe.net to check out any and all information about the Family Cafe. If you just found us for the first time, thank you for finding us. Hope you can participate yourself and get down here to this fine event at some point or another. As we said, online registration is in fact closed, but the good news is if you wanted to come here and registrate and fill out your registration in person, let's try that again. If you wanted to come down and fill out your registration in person, you could certainly, in fact, do that here at the Family Cafe. We're right on International Drive at the Hyatt Regency. It's almost like a little city-state here. That's how big this hotel is, and it's really quite something. It's my third year with this organization at this great event, folks, and I'm so happy to once again be here at the Family Cafe here at the Hyatt Regency in Orlando, Florida. Once again, my name is Matt Martucci, and this, again, is the Family Cafe, the 25th year that this organization has been in practice, and we're just getting started. This is day number one of what is a 3-day event that wraps up on Sunday afternoon, and certainly excited about getting to see the Governor's Summit tonight. Just had a great conversation with Bill Galvano. We'll probably hear from our president and CEO, Lori Fahey, at some point over the course of the next couple days. Jeremy Countryman, who's a program director, Joe McCann, just some of the different voices that you could potentially hear from. Let's turn it over now to the 2023 version of the Governor's Summit. This is the Family Cafe here in Orlando.
Okay, well, you can ask them to come up on stage when evening, everyone. Okay.
It's not quite as loud as
Yeah, I know.
especially with all this ambient.
Thank you, and welcome to the 25th Anniversary Family Cafe Governor's Summit on Disabilities. Welcome to you all. I hope you had a fun day. At this time, I'm going to ask you all to please rise for the presentation of colors and remain standing.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. Let's let's give Star Fields, she's a member of the Family Cafe Board of Directors, another round of applause. Thank you, Star. She has a beautiful voice, and we love to hear from her. Tomorrow, she's going to be singing a little bit more than just here at the opening session, so please come for the keynotes. Okay, hi, and my name is Lori Fahey. I'm the President and CEO of the Family Cafe. Thank you. So I asked the question this morning, and real quick before I introduce everyone, what I'd like to know is, how many people have been here 25 years? Raise your hand. Raise 2 hands if you've been here 25 years. All right, I got a small fan club. How many people have been here more than 10 years? Raise your hand. Ah, some people in the front row. Great. All right, now everyone in the front row, turn around and look. How many people is this your first time being here? Raise your hand. So every year we have more and more families who are coming together because they need the resources and the information and the ability to share with one another. So welcome everyone. If this is your first time or if this is your 25th time, old or new, welcome to everybody. Now I have the privilege standing next to me is introducing my board chair, Jim DeBogren. So Jim's going to talk a bit, and then he's going to start introducing some other folks this evening. So thank you very much. Enjoy yourself. If you haven't picked up your raffle ticket, please do so. Raise your hand, and Florida Youth Council members will come give you one.
Okay, thank you, Lori, and thank you all for being here. What a great crowd tonight. The first thing I want to do, so I'm going to just launch right into introductions. I don't think anybody here really wants to hear me give a speech. So we have one very special guest who's been with us many years in the past. I think used to be a board member, friend of people with disabilities, and certainly a close personal friend, and former Senate President Bill Galvano. Bill, you can... Video. Okay. All right. We and for you guys back in the back, if you can go ahead and cue up the video that we have. Well, let me relinquish the podium.
You call a politician up to the stage. I mean, what do you expect? You know. No, I did. You're about to cue up the video of Governor Jeb Bush. And I just wanted to share very quickly, I got elected to the Florida House in 2002. Looked a little different back then. You never changed, but Governor Bush at that time said, Bill, he could call me Bill, I called him Governor. He said, you should go to the Family Cafe. He said, I really think you need to see this event, understand the community it brings together, and it will help you be a better advocate for persons with disabilities or unique abilities, as I like to say. And so I always credit Governor Jeb Bush for my initial involvement and, of course, the team and everybody, and I love you all. That's maintained my involvement for
21 years?
21 years. 21 years.
Wow, I cannot believe this is the 25th anniversary of the Family Cafe in Orlando. When I was governor for 8 years, every year I would come give the State of the State address for families with loved ones that had intellectual and physical disabilities. We would talk about the progress made in funding, the reforms of our system. I learned a lot during those town hall meetings, got to meet many family members. It was an inspiration for my wife Kaluma and I, because she was by my side during those 8 years. Since then, we continue to live our lives here in Florida, and we've watched as the program continues to progress and Family Cafe continues to make a huge difference in the lives of families. I'll always remember as a candidate and then as governor meeting families who said that the greatest challenge they faced was to make sure that they could take care of their loved one, that they'd have the ability to have the services necessary even if they went on to meet their Creator. That's a pretty powerful thought, and I do believe it's government's responsibility to be an ally in that journey, to be able to provide compassionate care and support and opportunities for people with disabilities. I wish you great success as you continue to do your phenomenal work. I'm sorry that Kaluma and I can't be with you, but thank you for teaching me. Thank you for all the great work that you do as advocates for your loved ones, and I wish you Godspeed.
All right, thank you guys. At this point, I'd like to call Bill Galvano back up to make a special introduction, a special guest we have here for you.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you. And Jeb's always so serious. You notice that? It's always like he's about business. I have the pleasure tonight of introducing someone who really needs no introduction. It's our Lieutenant Governor of the state of Florida. I've had the pleasure of knowing Governor Nunes for many years, even before she was in the Florida House, and she had a servant's heart at that time. She went into the House, accomplished so much, a friend of this community. She went on to become the Speaker Pro Tem of the Florida House, and from there she was chosen by our great Governor Ron DeSantis to be his Lieutenant Governor, and she has served with him every day as his Lieutenant Governor, doing the wonderful things that have been done in this state to make it the #1 destination in the world and the freest state in the Union. Right. And so often I call her part of the dynamic duo, and she's here to bring you a message, and I'm very pleased and honored to introduce your Lieutenant Governor, our friend, Jeanette Nunes.
Well, good evening. How's everyone doing? It's an honor to be here, and I want to thank my good friend, former Senate President Bill Galvano, for that kind introduction. He and I engaged in a few battles during our time together in the legislature, and I know there's quite a few legislators here. Always on the same side, yes, so he did point that out, always on the same side. But I do want to recognize the legislators and the agency heads that are in the audience. They form such an important part of what we do here and really why we're all here tonight. So on behalf of Governor Ron DeSantis, he sends his regards. We're so excited to be able to participate in the 25th Annual Family Cafe. So that is a great accomplishment, and really when you think about what we're doing here and what the Family Cafe means, collaboration, advocacy, friendship, empowerment, those are the things that I hope during this summit you will really dig deep and understand how important it is, the work that's being done here. I do have the pleasure of serving alongside Governor Ron DeSantis as his Lieutenant Governor in the great state of Florida. And what I'll tell you is that an atmosphere like this one, it's always exciting to be able to speak to a community that understands that we're here for you, that we're fighting for you, and that you also fight alongside with us, because there's so many passionate and powerful advocates here. And so for us, it really is a wonderful time to be able to honor and recognize the stakeholders that are here. Like I said, our legislators, our agency heads, and the work that's being done by incredible individuals, the unsung heroes that work in this field day in and day out. And so the governor and I believe that every Floridian has the right, the God-given right to be able to live out their dreams, their potential, and that's why we're fighting to make sure that that is indeed the case here in the state of Florida. And we're proud that Florida is a place that so many individuals with unique abilities can thrive and can really enjoy the wonderful opportunities and resources that our administration has prioritized. And we've made significant investments to making sure that exceptional Floridians can live, learn, work, and integrate into our communities from Key West to Pensacola. And over the last 5 years, we've fought to protect the health, safety, and well-being of our families, and that's something that we have a commitment that we will never stop fighting for you. And so tonight, you'll have the opportunity to hear from a number of important state agencies that do the work each and every day to support you. We have the Department of Education working to train and provide resources for individuals. The Agency for Healthcare Administration, making sure that they encourage a robust network. Department of Children and Families, and that their work to ensure strong families and that we care and provide and protect our children. Also, Division of Emergency Management, ensuring that Floridians are prepared when disaster strikes and will help rebuild and recover. And of course, the Department of Health, I see the Surgeon General right there, the work that they have, their mission to improve the overall health of all Floridians. So let's give a round of applause to all of our agency heads that are doing the important work. And of course, I would be remiss if I did not mention the Agency for Persons with Disabilities, the work that they do with so many of you here in the room and so many throughout Florida to ensure that all Floridians, yes, and this legislative session, APD was instrumental in passing legislation that creates clarity and streamlines the system of care to support individuals and families. The legislation ensures that the services being provided are at a high standard that each of us would expect for our own families. And so the state is also investing in teaming models that will leverage multiple touch points within the care system to produce results. And so this session, APD received critical funding and will partner with DCF and providers to serve individuals who have a co-occurrence of a developmental disability along with a mental health need. And so for us, our administration, we have prioritized, yes, yeah, please applaud. That's a great thing. I got a great cheering section in the back there. But for us, our administration has really prioritized breaking down those silos, making sure that our agencies partner across agencies, because at the end of the day, we're here to serve individuals, and they don't care whether it's APD or DCF or DOE. We want to make sure that we're providing streamlined, efficient, and effective use of state government. And so for us, I think it's important to highlight the work that our great First Lady, Casey DeSantis, has been doing in her First to the Nation approach and reframing mental health. And so that's something that she's been focusing on, and we want to build more resilient individuals. And that comes with, of course, we all face challenges, but that comes with grit and determination and perseverance, making sure that we're looking at things from the angle of gratitude, also critical thinking, mentorship. I cannot stress enough how important mentorship is, and I know many of you serve in those capacities as well. So I personally look forward to continuing to work with all of our agencies over the coming months and years to ensure that we're delivering results. And that's something, again, I know those of you in this room are looking for results. You don't want to hear excuses from your state agencies or from your elected officials, so it's incumbent upon us to work together to do so. But first, I would like to highlight a few very important individuals in the room tonight, and I hope they're here somewhere and they can raise their hand. First, I'd like to highlight Harrison Moore of Orlando. Harrison, are you here, Harrison? All right, well, I hope so. Oh, okay, over there, excellent. So Harrison has been working for the past 2 years at Texas Roadhouse, working his way around the kitchen. He says, it makes me feel really useful and I'm helping. And I can assure you, you are more than just helping. And the Texas Roadhouse managing partner, Joel Atkins, says, I really appreciate Harrison's hard work and dedication. In addition to working around the kitchen, Harrison showcases his artistic abilities by working with both watercolor and acrylic paintings for the Autism Society of Greater Orlando. And he is so talented that he has been able to sell his artwork along with other students at the Autism Society at various events throughout the Orlando area. And if we weren't impressed enough already, Harrison recently produced a large painting of the Texas Roadhouse logo for the restaurant, and it received rave reviews, and now it is residing in the restaurant waiting area along with a photo of Harrison and his supervisor. So I hope those of you that are from the area can go and visit and look at the artwork there. Congratulations, Harrison. I actually can't wait to visit that Texas Roadhouse and see that artwork. The second individual that I want to highlight tonight is Kevin Abisher of Palm Bay. So from a young age, Kevin has been a resident of Home at Last in Brevard County. Kevin has had strong support from the owner and manager of his current employer, Beef O'Brady's. And so both Alvin Payne and Dana Stewart have been supportive of Kevin, who graduated from high school, has been working at Beef O'Brady's since 2019. He has moved into his own home and is enjoying his independence. He has a can-do spirit, and through his personal drive and supportive community, he's been able to accomplish so much. We're proud of you, Kevin. Where is Kevin? Awesome. And the third extraordinary individual that I have the honor of highlighting tonight is Daniel Reno of Maitland, Florida. All right, where's Daniel? Okay, excellent. Daniel currently resides in an APD licensed group home. He is continuing his education, excelling in reading and math, and in addition, working to finish his core credit requirements for graduation. And after graduation, he'll be beginning his job skills training for his dream job in construction. Daniel, yes. Daniel is also very talented, and he participates in many Special Olympic sports. He competes in bowling, volleyball, golf, football, basketball, and swimming. And at the state summer games this year, he placed 6th in his division for golf. I think I know who I need to go to for golf lessons. I was going to go to President Galvano, but I think my money's on Daniel. So we want to congratulate Daniel and encourage you to keep working to accomplish your goals. Thank you. And I hope everyone will take a minute to congratulate our featured guests today after this session is over. But what I'll say is whether it's Texas Roadhouse, working in construction, Beef O'Brady's, or any one of our other wonderful corporate partners, Winn-Dixie, Walmart, Publix, so many others, our state government is focused on looking at ways to provide resources in a grandiose way for students with unique abilities, for individuals that are looking to further their independence. And so that's something, again, that Governor DeSantis and I are so proud of. We're so excited to be able to be here tonight. Florida is better because of individuals that are here in this room, and we will continue to serve you and your individual needs, making sure that we work with the legislature and that we provide opportunities for everyone to live and thrive here in the state of Florida. Thank you all so much. May God bless you.
Okay, while they're doing their pictures, let's give them one last round of applause here while they're getting their picture taken. Fantastic job. Thank you. And while everyone's clicking away, at this time I'm going to ask some folks to come join us on stage. Representative Rachel Plakin, Representative Allison Tant, Representative Michelle Salzman, Representative Rita Harris, Representative Kelly Skidmore. Come on up and join us on stage. We're going to play a round of, musical chairs. So when the music stops.
Well, to see if there's one left, right?
Yes. coming back? Okay, well, because you were next on the agenda here. Your name's next, Cheryl. No, I'll just go without you. No, come back. Okay. Okay. Oh, you want to say anything about these guys while we wait for them? Because we're introducing this. I feel like it's Jeopardy. I don't know the whole theme song, but. So we have some other awards and honors that we're going to share with you tonight. So this is a fun part to me because it's a nice opportunity to say thank you to everyone. Thank you for all those who have been with us, who have done stuff for us and everything. So if you're on the Family Cafe Planning Committee, could you stand or raise your hand so we can say thank you, Planning Committee? There you go. If anyone is ever interested in joining the Planning Committee, you have to listen to me talk, one conference call or Zoom meeting every Thursday, the third Thursday of every month, and we make plans. Oh my goodness. Cookie. What? Cookie. Awesome. So who brought this out? Do we know anything about this? Yolanda Herrera and Carla Herrera. And Yoli, were you? Yes? Well, there you go. They made a special presentation from Carla's Cookies. Carla, did you bake this? Yes? Okay. I am going to go without Galvano.
What's that?
You want to go without Galvano to get the awards or what?
Okay, which award are we getting? Yeah. David Jones? Okay, let's do it.
And then Galvano Award.
Okay. All right, you want me to do the award?
Ask him if you want to just talk about him.
Okay.
And then just don't say his name.
Okay.
And let's see if he recognizes him. Very special.
All right, so now we get to present another award, and we do this every year. It's our Silver Spoon Award, given to an outstanding advocate and friend of the Family Cafe. And this person is a fixture at every single one of these events, at least every single one that I've been to, and they are exhibitors in the exhibit hall, and they coordinate our the rubber duck race on Sunday mornings, and which is a lot of fun. And our winner this year is David Jones, who is here in the very front. We're thrilled, David, that you're here. David is the founder, the visionary for what was at one time called the Florida Disabled Outdoors Association. They've since rebranded to Sportsability Florida, but they have done such pioneering and such important work in the area of bringing outdoor recreation and sports to people of all abilities. And it's just been a tremendous advocate for people with disabilities. One of those folks behind the scenes that you don't see much, but his impact is tremendous. So David, please come up and
Okay, well, I'm not a politician, but I'll challenge you to a little talk on the front of the podium here. Okay. What a great 25 years this has been. We've been so honored and humbled to be able to be part of it. I just amazed every year. It grows, it gets bigger and bigger, more and more people, new friends, old friends. This has been a great event. Lori, thank you so much, and Jim and all the crew, all you red coats out there. It's been a great program. We're proud to be here and plan to be here another 25 years, don't we, Lori? Very good. Thank you very much.
Our special award. And Jeannie had something she wanted to do. I don't know. That's your board, so you can do that whenever you're ready. Okay. You ready? The special award. Senator Anna Maria Rodriguez.
Oh yeah, you have a. She's on your board. Now she's in the Senate. Yeah.
Do you want to announce it's your award, or would you like me to announce your award?
Why don't you announce it and I'll say a few words afterwards.
So we created an award, and isn't that nice we did that? And to thank individuals who have shown exceptional leadership. That leadership comes from our Florida legislature to not only the Family Cafe, but to individuals with disabilities and their family members also. 2 years ago, we were fortunate to give, I see him in there with the baby on his lap. You want to come up too as we talk about the, okay, Scott Plankin and baby. He won the Bill Galvano Leadership Award. This year, we are so honored to have one of our own, Senator Anna Maria Rodriguez, who cannot be here tonight, but she will be here tomorrow, and we're going to repeat it all. So shh, don't tell her, okay? And pretend you're just as surprised as she is. But this award goes to Senator Anna Maria Rodriguez for all her work, not only on the Family Cafe Board of Directors, but all that she's done to ensure that families get the resources and the needs for their loved ones. Would you like to say something? This is your name. You don't really look alike, but we could get you an
And this is an exact likeness of me. No, I'll just add very, very quickly. It's so exciting that Anna Maria is winning this. I met her when she was working in the process, not as an elected official, and I was so impressed back then. I knew she was a natural leader, and then when she went into the House, she became a true advocate for this community. She continued that advocacy into the Senate and has stepped up and is one of the Family Cafe's own. And so I'm sorry she's not here tonight, but this is so very well deserved, and I'm proud that she's earned this award.
Hello, I'll just show off the baby. This is mine and Representative Plakin. And when I was here last time to receive this award was such a great honor. And you know, as legislators, there's various groups and there's various awards. I truthfully, you know, I've got boxes of different things and legislation you've carried. But there is, I believe, only one, maybe two, that are on the mantle at our home. And every day when Representative Plakin has her coffee and we're out there in the morning, we see this award, and of the time of the 12 years I served in the legislature, I count this as one of the highest honors because I see the people in this room, and having been, I shared this before, my first wife died of Alzheimer's, so I understood very clearly what caregiving is and the sacrifices that you all make here, and I walked it myself. So to be honored a couple years ago was just one of the highest honors, and I just want to thank you. It's great being here, and we have a new baby.
Thank you, sir. And like I said, we're going to redo this tomorrow, so be surprised. Okay. Let the representatives come up and talk. You want to introduce them, please? Okay. No special order here. I'm going to go to the order that was written on my script. So since we just heard from her husband, why don't we start with Representative Rachel Plakin? Would you like to come up and say a few words?
Thank you all so much. Christopher Reeve, the actor who played Superman, once said, "A hero is an ordinary individual who finds the strength to persevere and endure in spite of overwhelming obstacles." Tonight, I'm blessed to be in a room with you all, a room of heroes, for many reasons. One being, you are our teachers in many ways. We learn from you to be better people, and you inspire us to persevere. You show us what is possible. Many of you may or may not know that my stepson has autism. He has Asperger's. He lives with us, and one thing that he has taught me is to truly appreciate rock bands. In fact, Scott and I will be attending a rock concert with him this coming week, so please pray for us. Speaking of Scott, I want to thank the former Rep. Plakin for funding the Family Cafe the last 4 or 5 years in a row, and I'm just so pleased that we share a passion for the Family Cafe. This is our 10-month-old Gracie, by the way. She's learning to clap, so maybe she'll clap for you in a little bit. You know, I've only been in office a short time, but one of the most memorable opportunities I've had is to work across the aisle with Representative Tant on a bill that we did in collaboration with the Agency for Persons with Disabilities. And one of the greatest things this bill does is create an interagency work group so that APD, DCF, and other agencies can be more streamlined and more efficiently communicate and work together so that things will be smoother and better than ever for all of you. And I'm so excited to say that the Florida House has your back because that bill passed with a unanimous vote through all committees and the floor. So thank the Lord for a good legislature that loves y'all and cares. You know, some may look at budgets and state government and say that government does too much. But there are some things we all agree upon. And the Family Cafe is truly God's own heart. You are truly God's own heart. And to the extent that government can back that up, I am all in. So thank you so much, and God bless.
The next lady I'd like to introduce, I'm really proud to introduce because she represents me in Tallahassee. She represents all in the Tallahassee. And how many counties do you have? 3 total counties. It's a large area, and she's done a great job. Ladies and gentlemen, my representative, Allison Tant.
Thank you. Hey, everybody, I'm Allison. I am looking at all of you, and I see you, moms and dads and siblings, who have taken on and done an amazing job on behalf of a loved one with disabilities. I have a loved one with disabilities. His name is Jeremy Richard, also known as Cowboy, as he introduced himself today at Inspire. And he has a condition called Williams syndrome. And I will tell you, I know your path. It is rough. It is exhausting. It's exhilarating. You worry yourself sick. It's also your best blessing that God could ever have given you. And I will tell you, as Rachel said, we learn more from our children than we could ever teach them, right? So I never intended to run for the legislature, and then somehow I got here. And my son's upstairs, he refused to come down. Which is great because he's ordering room service or something. I've had the great opportunity to work with ACA, to work with the Agency for Persons with Disabilities, to work with John Finch at ABLE, to work with Victoria Gaetanis at VR. I've had the great opportunity to do this over the course of Jeremy's life, because what I did during his life is bring our life experience together to the legislature. So I passed several bills, yes, thank you, and worked on several bills, including the one Representative Plankin mentioned, which creates this work group for the purpose of breaking down those silos, just as our Lieutenant Governor said. And I had the great opportunity of working with Representative Salzman, who's coming up next on our assistive technologies bill 2 sessions ago. And so I have to tell you, you've got some real champions in the legislature, not just a parent like me, but some who are step-parents, some who have giant hearts and just step into this role, like Representative Salzman has. I can tell you that my first session, we passed a bill related to creating a workforce pathway for our loved ones, starting at age 12 and going on through the transition years and the 18 to 22 years. That's a vital thing that we have to all focus on, and if you want to know more about that, I'm happy to talk with you about it. We also created a roadmap for our children and for anybody who contacts ACA to know where to start, how to go. And then last year, we also passed a bill that goes to age 9 for children to get developmental assistance, or children who are not meeting developmental benchmarks to get continued existence in our K-12 system. And this year we passed a bill that deals with supported decision-making at the educational level, 18 to 22-year-old level at our schools. And so I'm going to continue to work, but I will tell you that my path is only informed by my own life experience, so all of you teach me every day. And my office is always open to you, and I love working with you all. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Next up, Representative Michelle Salzman.
All right, good evening, everybody. You know, we have this whole room is so full. Guys, this is amazing. You guys should be really giving yourselves a round of applause tonight for coming out here, showing up. I've been here a few years now, and each year we talk about something different. Each year, you know, there's different legislators here. There's some that come all the time and some that are new. But what is not new is just the energy that is in the hallways and in the classrooms and in just all these places of all of you great advocates fighting for your families, fighting for your loved ones so that you guys can have a voice in all that happens in the state of Florida. Just thank you so much for being here and for just showing us as legislators the way, because without you telling us what we need to do, we have no idea what is necessary. You know, all of us have stories and paths that we walked where we've known someone that was disabled, or we were personally disabled, or our family and our homes are disabled. And so we all can empathize with that, but we all don't know all the paths. So no matter what path you're on, your person sitting to your right or to your left is going to have a new experience and a unique experience. And being here and being able to advocate for all persons with special abilities is so incredibly important. And to have the audience of people like the America's best Surgeon General, I'm sorry, I just have to say that. We have him right here in the front row. Guys, he is here listening. He is here for you. Our Lieutenant Governor is phenomenal. We have the best governor in America who is out fighting for you every day. We really do. So in this past session, I was put in the healthcare whip position. That means that my job is to make sure that all of our healthcare policy that we think is important gets makes its way through the legislature and the Florida House, as well as partnering with the Florida Senate so that we can drive that legislation home and create positive change. And I just want to let you know that we did some great things this year. We funded some phenomenal things. We passed good legislation. Lots of folks up here to tell you about it. We have a lot of work to do. We know that we have a lot of work to do. Please make sure you reach out to us and share your stories and your information so we can continue to do the right thing for all of our Floridians. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Now we have the honor to ask Representative Kelly Skidmore to come up. She spent a little bit of the afternoon with us, so it feels like asking her to come home. So, thank you.
Good evening, everybody. Happy 25th anniversary. Wow, congratulations. My first trip to Family Cafe was in 2007 when then Rep. Galvano and Rep. Skidmore were serving in the House together. So it's a little bit of a reunion for us up here. We are happy to celebrate with you. This is such an important event. It is so meaningful, so impactful, so rewarding, and so informative. And that is because you are all here together to share your experiences with each other and with us, to create exceptional public policy, to enhance your family, to make sure you have the resources that you need, to educate and live the life that you and your family need. We are here to support that. We love listening to your stories. Please come to Tallahassee when you can and advocate. Come and visit us in our offices. Tell us your stories. Tell us how we can help. Tell us when there are ways that we can change policy that improves the lives of you and the folks you love. I am so honored to be here with this incredible group of people. We love this event. We love that you're all here. We love that you've been doing it for 25 years, 24 more to go.
At this point, we have a little bit of a transition. These fine ladies, excuse me. Right, and Scott Plakin are going to leave the stage, and the state agency leadership are going to come in, and we're going to start off Education, APD, Department of Health, Department of Children and Families, Vocational Rehabilitation, Able United. And our ask is of the state agent. Yeah, let's give them all a round of applause. That takes a lot. This is dedication. This is dedication, especially when they come back year after year after year after year. It's not because they're bored and they have nothing to do on a Friday night. It's because you are important. And that means a lot. So get to know them. If you're one of their constituents, get to know them. If they're not, find out who represents you and ask them to get to know you. The only way we're going to make a change is to be the change. I think Rebecca Coakley said it this morning, let's burn down the table and make s'mores with the wood. So let's burn down the table, guys. State agency leadership, please come on up. Department of Education, Senior Chancellor Adam Miller. Agency for Persons with Disabilities, Director Taylor Hatch. Department of Health, Surgeon General Lapato. Department of Children and Families, Secretary Siobhan Harris. Vocational Rehabilitation, Victoria Gatanis. And then Able United, John Finch. This is how I'm going to introduce you, just the way I put you up here. So unless you want to be somebody else tonight, let's stay in the order, okay? Gotcha. All right. Thank you so much. Here, have a seat. They're nice and comfy chairs. Might take you a minute to get back up. Now, what you all have is you can come up to the podium and talk, or you have mics, and I see a couple of you sat on your mics. Oh, there you go. So you either can talk on the podium or you can talk from your mic. I think it would probably be best for everyone to see you all to come to the podium, and we'll save those mics in case we have some question and answer time. I just didn't want you to sit on them and get lost in the cushions. We're going to ask each of you to come up and briefly, 3 minutes, that's a long time to talk, I would think, to describe what your agency does and how you provide services to the folks here. Maybe what's new. Give a state of the agency and explain a little bit about what your agency provides, okay? So, here we go. Department of Education. Senior Chancellor Adam Miller, come on down. Right. There you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody. I am so, I'm gonna move off the scripted remarks here for a moment. I'm just so excited to be here. This is a bit of a homecoming for me. My first professional conference was the Family Cafe probably 22 or 23 years ago. I had moved to Florida in 1995, didn't know what I was going to do, was kind of aimlessly trying to figure out what was next, and I kind of on a whim decided to volunteer at a local Easter Seals program. And there I met a young girl by the name of Jade, who had Fragile X syndrome, and a young boy by the name of Danny, who had autism. And what I learned very quickly was that those two kids were the most courageous, strongest kids I had ever met in my life. And then when I met their parents, I was just completely in awe of the commitment, the dedication, and just the fierce advocacy that they put forth every single day for those kids. And that was a real turning point in my life. I was thinking I was going to volunteer an hour a week. It ended up being 5 days a week, and ended up then going into this worked with children with disabilities for 7 or 8 years, began working with children with autism, moved to Tallahassee, worked at the Florida Developmental Disabilities Council briefly, and then joined the Department of Education about 15 years ago. And I'm just really honored to be here tonight on behalf of Commissioner Diaz and the Department of Education. So thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here. I will speak briefly about DOE. First of all, I want to thank Lori Fahey. Thank you all again for putting on this incredible conference. It's hard to believe it's been 25 years. The Department of Education really is a state agency that serves kids from birth all the way through really 22. We have a school readiness program, we have VPK, and then our traditional K-12 system. And we are deeply, deeply committed to every one of our students in our system. We are prioritizing, protecting your rights as a parent, investing in higher salaries for our incredibly hardworking teachers across the state, and focusing on improving student literacy and really working to close achievement gaps. And you'll see, I think, that we've really made some tremendous progress over the last 2 decades in this state. Recently, the National Assessment of Educational Progress scores came out, and students with disabilities in Florida were in the top 5 in every grade level, and our 4th graders were #1 in the country in reading and in math. So tremendous, tremendous progress. Our graduation rate continues to improve. 83.5% of our students with IEPs graduate on time. Florida leads the nation with 35 project search sites around the state. And we continue to make incredible investments in you and in your children and your families. This past year, the legislature passed House Bill 1, which expanded educational choice in a way that no other state has been able to do yet. So really universal choice, significantly expanded the Family Empowerment Scholarship Program for students with unique abilities, and just continue to focus on making sure that every kid has access to a school or a program or to services that are going to meet their unique needs. So again, thank you for allowing me to be here tonight. Thank you on behalf of the Commissioner of Education and the Department of Education. I am really excited and can't wait to meet some of you later on. Thank you.
Hey, good evening, and welcome to Family Cafe. Happy 25th anniversary. What an amazing model we have here in Florida. So my name is Taylor Hatch, and I have the incredible honor, and I'm so appreciative of the Governor and Lieutenant Governor Nunez for the trust they've placed in me to serve and lead the Agency for Persons with Disabilities, to serve such an incredible and sacred population of Floridians. I'm thrilled to have the opportunity to work alongside so many wonderful and critical team members. Many are here today, and partners all around the state. The Agency for Persons with Disabilities, or APD for short, is blessed to be able to serve more than 60,000 Floridians with developmental disabilities in our great state. We provide several different services, including support coordination, life skills development, therapeutic services, employment, residential services, transportation, equipment, supplies, and much more. At APD, we are focusing on 3 core tenets to deliver for the people that we serve, all of you. First, it's uniting around a culture that embodies and displays a true servant's heart, as well as ensuring that we possess and demonstrate an ambition of constant pursuit. When you interact with our agency, you should experience this during interactions both large and small. The second key area is the centerpiece of why any of us are here today, is to enrich the experience for the individuals and the families that we serve. We'll accomplish this by deepening our relationships with existing stakeholders who are absolutely invaluable, while also activating additional innovative partnerships. In serving in this role for just over 4 months, we have heard from many of you who have voiced the need for overlaid resources to serve individuals with increasingly complex needs at the earliest moment possible. And we are incredibly appreciative of the Governor for his leadership and the legislature for their support this session to deliver funding for education and training, as well as critical subject matter expertise within the mobile response teaming models, to provide on-demand mental health crisis support, lessen trauma, and bolster services. I am so excited to work with my friend and colleague, Secretary Harris, and the wonderful Department of Children and Families to work on implementation and next steps. Additionally, APD is focused on acting as a facilitator or a connector of dots to create a seamless network of supports to promote empowerment for the people that we serve, with a goal of achieving their God-given potential to thrive. We are actively working to create multiple proactive pathways to offer a wide array of supports based on an individual's unique needs and future possibilities. And third, and the final key area of focus, is all about transparency and accountability. Simply put, we will commit to not only being accountable to one another, but also ensuring that we hold accountable the entire system of care to deliver excellent quality experiences for all the Floridians that we serve. And so this has been mentioned, but as an example, we are so appreciative of our governor, our legislative partners, specifically our bill sponsors, Representative Plakin and that sweet pea baby that was up here, who was here today, Senator Broder, as well as Representative Tant, who is an amazing advocate. and she was here today. You heard from her earlier, all for championing legislation that does just this. The new legislation aims to demystify the process for when an individual lifts their hands and says that they need help. It establishes the opportunity to create greater visibility, to share best practices, and ensure service delivery exceeds expectations by braiding together critical resources as well as licensing and monitoring of a new provider group. Again, thank you to Governor DeSantis for his steadfast commitment to all Floridians, for the Lieutenant Governor for being here today, and all of our legislative leaders for championing this effort and leading the way. There is great potential for our agency to consider both the needs of today as well as tomorrow, and with forums just like this and all throughout the year, we will accomplish this together. Thank you so much for the opportunity to speak and serve with you this evening. APD will be presenting throughout the entire conference. Would encourage you to attend some of those sessions as well as check out our booth in the exhibit hall. We would love to meet you and learn your story. Thank you.
Hey, good evening, everyone. So I'm Dr. Joe Latipo. I'm a dad. Hey. I'm a dad. I'm a doctor who takes care of patients. We know there are a lot of different types of doctorates you can have out there, but I'm a doctor who takes care of patients. And I am fortunate to be the head of the Department of Health here in Florida and to serve as the State Surgeon General. This is the first time that I've come to the Family Cafe, and I'm very happy to be here. And I'm blown away that this has been happening for 25 years. And I'm also blown away by the power that the organization of this event and the bringing together of families has enabled in terms of allowing families to connect with other families, to network with other families, to share challenges and struggles and successes and pathways to success with other families. And also, of course, to network with some of the vendors here and to bring more visibility to something that is very real, which is, just to even build on what the Lieutenant Governor said earlier, the right of every single individual, every single human being to be able to make the best life that he or she can make, irrespective of everything and anything. And that's one thing that really inspires me about both people who have disabilities and especially their family members who support them and who advocate for them and who fight to ensure that they have access to every resource that they should have access to in order to maximize their ability to do whatever it is they want to do in this world, which is something that every single individual in this room is absolutely entitled to. So I have a tremendous admiration, really tremendous admiration for the families here, tremendous admiration for all of you, and you really serve as a powerful example for all of us, everyone in the world, for what humanity means and what rising to that means. So I want to thank you for that. As the head of the Department of Health at Florida, we have a fantastic team, and I'll just actually add that all of the agency heads here, Florida has something really special going on with our agencies. Here, my experience has been that there is a genuine interest in solving problems, and I think about that in the context of the people in this audience. If there, whatever issues come up, the leaders of agencies here in Florida are, they're not agencies who are hanging out in the role. They're agency heads who want to make a difference. They want to leave Florida better than they found it. They want to leave the people of Florida in a better position than they found them. So I want you all to really keep that in mind. That's very genuine here in Florida. I think it's very special what we have here. So at the Department of Health, we have amazing team, a really compassionate team, a really dedicated team, a team that's really, really dedicated to serving Floridians in the area of health, in the area of well-being. And I just want to briefly highlight 3 programs that we have that overlay in those areas. One program that we have that I love is our Early Steps program. This is an early intervention program. I love this program. I mean, I love this program. I love babies. Everyone, you don't get any sleep. Every parent knows when early on, and oh my gosh, there's not been anything I've ever done in my life that's harder than that. But it's also, it's such a beautiful and rich experience in just so many ways. And the Early Step program, what I love about it is that we know that, these guys are amazing. Like they're changing every minute. I would go to work and come back, and I'd swear one of my kids was taller. Literally they grew that day. They change and they evolve just continuously, and it's so valuable for them to be able to receive resources and support that they might need, because say they're not talking yet and you think they should be, or maybe they're not walking yet and you think they should be, or whatever it is that you want your child to be able to receive some support for, some additional resources for. So I love that program, and that's a program that we have in Florida, and we serve tens of thousands of little children every year in Florida in that program. The second program I want to highlight is our newborn screening program. So this is a program where we screen over 99% of babies in Florida for different inborn conditions. So everything from sickle cell anemia to cystic fibrosis to phenylketonuria and lots of other different metabolic conditions that, if you can identify them early, you can help protect that child from whatever the harm might be and help improve the potential of that child. And talk about value, right? Can you imagine, how much value do you get from being able to intervene, to do something for a little baby that's going to change how that baby looks a year from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 50 years from now, literally the extent of their life. So, you talk about really good investments. That's another program that we have here in Florida that really has, fortunately most kids don't have any of these conditions, but for kids who do, it's the difference between black and white. It makes all the difference in terms of their life. And the third program I want to highlight is our medical foster home program. And this is a program for foster children and families who are willing and able to take care of foster children who have medical conditions. So, talk about just an extraordinary program, and the parents that participate in this and the families that participate in this. It's really mind-blowing to think about how much heart, how much grace, how much patience, how much love, and how much humility is involved in participating in something like that and being one of those foster families. So just wanted to highlight that also, and that's a program that we work with other agencies in providing and is based here in the Florida Department of Health. So I just want to thank you again. Thank you for your courage. Thank you for your dedication. Thank you for your example. Thank you for the lessons that you teach all of us. I mean that from all my heart, and I really do want you to reach out to us if there's an idea that you think will make a big difference. And before I go, I got to thank Lori for just having the vision to absolutely, yeah. And can you believe that? How much of a difference has she made in bringing so many hundreds of thousands of people together? Like, wow, that she did that she started that, 25 years ago. And what a gift. And, we need more of them in every other state. Every state needs a Lori to be doing what is happening here at the Family Cafe. I know it's funny, but wouldn't it make a difference for every state? All right, good night.
Good evening, everyone. I am Siobhan Harris, the Secretary of the Florida Department of Children and Families, and it is such an honor to be joining you this evening. And happy 25th anniversary. That is just amazing, so very amazing. And kudos to you, Lori, also for your dedication to advocating for and supporting individuals with developmental disabilities and unique abilities in ensuring that their needs can be met and they can thrive in this state. I have spent the better part of my career in state government, 15 years at ACA, serving in the Medicaid program, working on policies and procedures focused on ensuring that individuals in our state are able to access the healthcare services needed. And I've prided myself on ensuring that for our more vulnerable populations that we're hyper and laser focused on ensuring that those policies are meeting them in their time of need. And I'm so thrilled to be serving as Secretary of the Florida Department of Children and Families, taking that knowledge from ACA and applying it in everything that we do to support vulnerable populations. We do so much at the department in terms of child protection, helping individuals with mental health and substance use issues access the services needed, as well as helping families who are struggling financially in need of food and cash assistance, and so much more. At the heart of what we do is service, is making sure that we are supporting strong and resilient families, that our programs are there to meet them in their time of need. And we have really been working hard to make sure that our engagement with families are not transactional, but transformational, that we are doing everything that we can to avoid deeper end crisis. So our work in prevention has been so important. In the child protection space, when we get called out to go visit a home, our goal is to do everything we can to preserve that family. And for parents with children with developmental disabilities, we've really been working hard to make sure that in those situations where we see a loving parent who's just trying to do everything that they can to support their child, that we're there to meet them in that moment and make sure additional resources and supports are available. And I'm so thrilled that we've had the opportunity to work with Director Hatch since she has taken on the role of overseeing APD. I promise you we are working harder and stronger than ever before with APD. There's probably not a week that goes by that she and I are not connecting, advocating, and trying to problem solve issues on specific cases, but also trying to really be transformative in making sure that our agencies are collaborating and working for the benefit of each and every one of you. The work that we do at the department is very important, and we are a robust agency, but the reality of the matter is that, as the Surgeon General said, so much of what we do cannot be done without integrating with other agencies. And so I'm so proud of the work we're able to accomplish working with ACA and DOH and APD and so many other state agencies. The Surgeon General talked about one of the programs that we are able to collaborate on, medical foster care, right? It's so important that in those situations when we remove a child from their parents' home, that we have a loving home that they can go to while we work on reunification or finding them a new forever family. And in those situations where we have a child with complex medical needs, we want to make sure that there's a loving home with parents who are trained in how to care for their specific needs. And so I am so proud to report that we're doubling down our efforts on recruitment of more medical foster care parents, really conducting listening sessions to understand what are some of the barriers and impediments to staying in the field, and working with our partners at ACA to make sure reimbursement is where it needs to be and the supports through Medicaid is where it needs to be, to make sure that they can continue to work in this space and we can bring in more medical foster care parents. We're also, again, continuing to work with the Agency for Persons with Disabilities on behavioral health supports for this population, not only in the area of mobile response team, but just again making sure that we're really thinking through the network of available resources and that they're readily available when someone needs it. I would be remiss if I did not mention the governor, the first lady, and the lieutenant governor. I'm so fortunate to work for leaders who are so passionate about service and ensuring that individuals in this state have everything that they need to thrive and to live out the American dream. And without them, without their leadership and support, we would not be able to do what we do at the Department of Children and Families. So I am so, so grateful for everything that they give in terms of their leadership for this great state. I know that there's a lot planned for this conference, and so I hope you all are able to lean in, continue to network, educate each other, and as Representative Skidmore said, educate us on the ways that we can better support you as leaders in this great state. Thank you so much.
Good evening, everybody. Hey. So I am Victoria Gatanis. I'm the Deputy Director of Vocational Rehabilitation. Raise your hand if you know or have experience with vocational rehab here in Florida. Okay, I see. Great. Good. I'll keep them up if you have been by our booth in the exhibit hall. Oh, great. Please do come by. First off, the last time I was at this podium, I was speaking as the State Director of Special Education. I am happy to have made the jump to vocational rehabilitation. It's the next step. But when I was the State Director of Special Education, I heard that Family Cafe is unique. It's one of the largest gatherings of its kind in the nation. And it's a Florida-grown one supported by our state. So it's very true that we have Lori to thank for this opportunity for you guys to come together, network, and build this community. I started my journey as a parent of a student with a disability, and I would not be here today if not for the things that she taught me, and she continues to teach me. So I think Representative Tant was right, and that our greatest teachers are our children, and that opportunity to learn from each other in this process is unique. The disability community is unique in and of itself because it has this ability to touch every single one of us. None of us will remain, if we live long enough, unaffected or by a disability. Or unknown. A disability will not remain unknown to us. I get a little bit emotional when I think about that because that increases in value these types of opportunities to build the support that we need to move forward. And that's VR's goal, to help individuals with disability move towards employment and greater independence. We have so many wonderful new changes coming to VR, a new case management system that will help us more efficiently serve you and each other. In addition, we know that for every dollar that goes into the services we provide at vocational rehabilitation, we are able to return to our Florida economy almost $11. That return on investment you don't see hardly in anything else. So I will be speaking more about this tomorrow, and I welcome you, if you're still here, come by at 3 in the same room. Or come by the booth. I plan to be there, and like I was earlier today, talking to our customers and to you all to hear about how we can better serve you in the Division of Vocational Rehabilitation. Thanks, guys. Have a great conference.
Right. My name is John Finch. I get to serve you all as the director of Florida's ABLE program, ABLE United. And first of all, I know this is going to be a little bit of a downer, but Lori, I'm a little bit disappointed. So I was told that all the agency directors and heads were going to have to do live karaoke from the stage of our favorite rock and roll song. And so I practiced Journey's Don't Stop Believing the whole way down. But apparently we don't have the rights to sing that song on stage. But it made me think, don't stop believing, right? What a powerful message if you think about it. And I'm very fortunate that ABLE itself, the piece of legislation that made ABLE accounts a reality, really started with a group of parents and advocates just like yourself who didn't stop believing that just because their child had a diagnosis or a disability, they shouldn't be sentenced to a lifetime of poverty. So ABLE accounts were brought because of parents just like you all, an individual saying, hey, why can't I put a little bit of money aside to save for a rainy day without impacting my government benefits? And that's what ABLE accounts do. It allows individuals who have a significant disability that was diagnosed prior to age 26 to put money aside in an ABLE account without worried about jeopardizing their SSI or their Medicaid. And so since 2016 when we launched, we've helped over 10,000 families here in the state of Florida enroll in the ABLE program. And can you guess how much they've saved so far? $75 million into these accounts. Do you know the buying power of $75 million? That's a lot of things you can buy. I mean, you can use the ABLE account to purchase a home, to put a down payment on a wheelchair-accessible van, or maybe just to go out to eat. It's really up to you how you use an ABLE account to benefit you. So I'm going to give you some updates what we've done nationally. I'm very fortunate that all the other state ABLE programs, we work together. We meet monthly on calls to discuss how we can make this a better program for the individuals we served. So a piece of legislation that was passed last year was the ABLE Age Adjustment Act. So when this piece of legislation went through, it only allowed individuals who had a diagnosis prior to age 26 to open an account. Well, that age has been adjusted to 46 starting in 2026. I know, there's a lot of sixes in there, confusing. So how awesome is that now individuals who may have a mental health diagnosis or multiple sclerosis or some other kind of disability diagnosed later in life will now be able to join and have an ABLE account and maybe maintain their eligibility for Medicaid. The next thing that we literally launched yesterday, or this past week, I should say, is the ability to direct deposit Social Security funds right into an ABLE account. How cool is that? Well, you can direct deposit, don't worry about having it go to a checking account and then transferring it over. So another great thing. And finally, we believe so much in this program as a state, we want to offer all new account holders to open an account before the end of the month, $50 into their account, just to get started, to help you save. So on final notes, hey Adam, how are you? He was in my breakout session today. Good to see you. And what's so cool, if you think about how each state gets to set up this account and set up this program and how they're going to run, we report some national numbers. So do you know since ABLE Act passed back in 2016, over 100,000 families have signed up nationwide, saving $1.2 billion into ABLE accounts. Finally, money that individuals with disabilities can use to achieve a better life experience. Thank you.
All right, well, thank you, John, and thanks to all of our agency heads. Let's give them another round of applause and appreciation. So one thing I wanted to encourage all of you, if you have questions for any of them, we do pass around the pink cards. All of those get to the respective agencies, and you will get answers to those. We'd also invite all of you to hang out. Over there we have a table set up, and perhaps meet some of our folks here one-on-one and answer questions individually. All right. So again, thank you so much. This is so wonderful to have you. All right, well, we are about to bring this whole thing in for landing, but we're going to finish strong, so I want you to stay with me as I fumble through. So what I'd like to do right now is we wanted to introduce the board. The board, we're an all-volunteer board. We're all shapes, sizes, colors from different parts of the state. We're a very diverse group, but the one thing that we all have in common is we all have faced the same kinds of challenges that you all are facing, either ourselves or a loved one. And that's why I believe that this group is so passionate, committed, and it's truly an honor to serve them as their board chair. So if we can, I'd like to introduce all of you. And if you would, come on up and join me on the stage. Okay. Okay, so as I said, I'm Jim DeBoger, and I'm the board chair from Tallahassee. Lori Fahey, our CEO, is also on the board. She's also from Tallahassee. Star Fields, our musician in residence, is from Jacksonville. Jeannie Forthuber is from just up the road in Seminole County. Yolanda Herrera, Carla's mother that makes all the good cookies. She's from Miami-Dade County. Luann Long is with us. Luann now, I believe, lives in Georgia, but she's originally from Southwest Florida, and before that from North Florida, Gadsden County. We have Patricia Oglesby from Fort Myers, Lee County. Paula Roberts with Disability Rights Florida, and she lives in Tallahassee. And although she's not here with us, you'll see her tomorrow, Senator Ana Maria Rodriguez from Miami-Dade County. And also from Seminole County, just up the road, Sharon Rousey. And from Miami-Dade County, Angelita Salado. And Jonathan Scheinman from Pinellas County. Also unable to be with us because I believe she's in a wedding is Catherine Smith, and she lives in Georgia now, but she's originally from the Florida Panhandle. And then from just down the road, Tammy Turner from Zephyr Hills, Pasco County. And then last but not least, our resident shutterbug, Gil Williams from Imperial Polk County. All right, please give all of them a big hand. Now here we're going to go off script just a little bit, but I promise we're going to close strong. As you know, this is the 25th anniversary of the Family Cafe. And the original energy, passion, vision, all those years ago that has made this 25th anniversary possible is our CEO, Lori Fahey. And Lori, we've all been conspiring over the last couple of months now to give you a couple of tokens of our appreciation. So if you would, the cake too, but that's for everybody. Yeah. So Lori, if you'd come up, we'd like to present you. Come, you. No, you. This is you. my trusty assistants here, Jeannie, but we want to show this to you because we do give the Silver Spoon Award. And so Lori gets 25 silver spoons. And,
Thank you. It's wonderful. It's also to the Family Cafe team. So, Family Cafe, stand up. Jesse,
Staff?
Sarah, Tanya, Jeremy, Joe. Oh, sorry. Thank you.
And then and Jeremy, if you'll come up, we would also like to recognize you and give you a token of our appreciation. As you know, Jeremy's the vice president, and without his contribution, this event would not be what it is, and the organization would not be what it is. So, Jeremy?
Oh, here we go. Oh, can I drink out of it? Is it full of beer?
We can arrange that.
Should I open it?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Oh, I can't get it open.
What is it?
I don't know.
Guess.
I don't know. It's really difficult to do. We're going to be here for another 3 hours.
Here.
Here, I got
Got a pocket
spoon.
knife.
You
Pocket
Put that right off there.
Show me where.
Superman with a pocket knife. There you go. Wow. I know, right? Don't mess with Jim. He has his 12-foot long pocket knife.
Ah, there we go. Oh, it's got a rubber band around it, that's why.
Alabama boy.
And he like whipped it out.
Wow. I'm going to spend the next 25 years opening this. No.
You want me to cut it again?
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Got it? All right. Here we go, folks.
This is like more exciting than Christmas. Here we go. Ta-da! Thank you. Is this because Lori makes me drink?
No comment. And finally, we wanted to, for Lori and for Jeremy, we have arranged to present both of you with a gift certificate for a 2-night hotel stay right here at the beautiful Hyatt Regency in Orlando. So let's please give them a big round of applause. And really to all the staff, we appreciate you. And let's try to get a picture here.
Yeah. Should we move this way so we can all fit in?
For me? Thank you. We're doing a picture. Come picture.
Get in the middle. Lori, come over here. Right here.
All right, guys, we're about to get to the fun part. We're going to start the raffle. Again, thanks to all of our speakers, our state representatives, our agency heads, and thanks to all of you for being here. And let's start giving stuff away.
Thank you.
Hold that.
Huh?
Want me to hold it?
Yes, please.
Put my hand here, my phone.
So before we do the door prizes, are we ready for that? Okay, I need the tickets from the Florida Youth Council members. Thank you. Are you all ready for door prizes? I'm going to need Jeremy and the other door prizes. I mean, to say.
Nothing fell.
Oh, okay, good. I'm going to go get the other door prizes, though, right over there.
Okay, go get 'em. Just going to stand up here with these flowers for a minute. I'm going to stop and smell the roses. Boo! Yeah, you got to mix them up.